Hey guys, so we're back again, doing more work on the art project. So I've added this screen which is all projects. I'm kind of theorizing about what that might be. It's probably best for me to do something on the presentation piece on that. So I'm going to jump onto here and I am going to go. That's me looking at a project. Wonderful. And I am going to do insert new slide. See what that does. Okay, good. Get rid of all this nonsense here, and that. And what we're going to do is I'm going to need to be able to sort of do a bit of drawing on this here. Okay, yeah, pens, wonderful. There. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from this screen here, where it says new project. We're going to jump onto the next screen. So this is quite good. So we're going to go from here, and we're going to go to new project here. And what's going to be on the new project? It's going to be quite similar to this. It's going to be quite similar. So we may need to sort of change plans as we go along, because in actual fact this might be an opportunity to change the project. I don't know. But the general idea is that we can create a new project and give it an image and so on. And this is quite complex, so I am just going to leap in feet first on this. So what am I going to do? This is all projects. What am I going to do? I am going to have a little think to myself. Okay, so I've decided that I am going to create a new screen. So we get a new screen, blank, and then I'm going to do move up, move up, move up, move up. Lovely. And I'm going to go. I'm going to go rename it, and I'm going to put SCR new project. So the idea is that we will create, we will literally create a new project. Wonderful. So what we're going to do here is I want to create some kind of feeling that you're in the project. So, the screens are similar in some way, and I think the best way of doing that is just to create, a nice sort of banner at the top, that's consistently applied. So I'm going to put let's just call it art project. We could call it anything really, project, and we're going to go with fill. What's it doing there? Fill, and it was something to do with goldenrod, wasn't it? Goldenrod. Let me just check actually. Go back to the landing page. Fill. Sorry about this. Dark goldenrod. See, that is a bit better. So, where are we? Well, actually, I tend to jump around. So if I want to go to, actually, it's not going to go there because create new project doesn't go anywhere yet. So it's going to jump onto here, and is that dark goldenrod? It's not dark goldenrod. Dark goldenrod. Good. Yeah, kind of nice. Do that. I am going to move that into the middle center. Okay, fine. Size, I'll have to change this so it stops coming out. Bear with. Good. So I have got my art project here, and size is basically how big is this going to come out, and it resizes based on the screen that you're on. So I'm going to say, let's see what 25 looks like. Art project. I am going to bold it because it doesn't look bold enough to me. That's all right. Let's get in there. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to insert a icon for back because it's really useful. Where is it? There we are. pop that in, and make it a teeny bit smaller. You can get away with anything when you first do it. God, that's quite hard to actually see that on that colour there. So I'm going to put, I think it's colour on this one. I'm going to just go with black. There are other ways of doing the colour, but this is the way I'll jump on this particular one. Probably going to need some kind of fill colour on this, because white is quite kind of intense. So maybe we'll go with black. That might work, might not. We can always change it. Let's just leave it at that for the moment. So art project, I can hit a back button, wonderful, and I can go to. We're going to finally start, doing something that's going to create a little bit of data. So we are going to create an edit form. So isn't connected to any data at the moment. We select data source, we get a project header, and what it'll probably do is add some real daft cards that have no use to us whatsoever. So chances are we'll just have to delete them and start again. That's not too bad, to be fair. Could be worse. Could be worse. I quite like this. It's not too bad. I don't think you should get too hung up on this. What you do need to do though is you need to kind of click on some bit of it that's not on an actual field itself, and I'm going to get rid of a lot of the nonsense that they're asking us about. So we definitely don't want ID. We would want that to be calculated. There's just a lot of SharePoint nonsense that kind of comes along. I don't want my name, I don't want folder path, don't want this, don't want attachments, don't want this compliance thing, don't even know what item is a record, modified by. No, I just want people to create it. And I'm going to leave it at that. Now at the point that you create something, you're not going to have any comments, project comments for the teacher. Now there's the project brief, and there's going to be a teacher name. We'll do we'll just type it in on this one, and I do not want title because that just does my head in. So this is interesting. So the created, because that is a field that's a SharePoint field that it creates, you don't even have a choice about whether or not you create it. So I'm just going to come off that, and I'm also going to come off. I'm not going to show modified either. We're sort of getting there. This is defaulted to a kind of three column display, which is kind of handy. Project comments user, I'm going to expand on that. I'm going to expand this as well. I'm not kind of making it absolutely gorgeous at the moment. Created by, yeah, just put your name in. I am going to move the fields around, which is important, and that is weird. Let me just check this again. Good. I'm going to move this around, so I want it to be project name created by. Good. Okay, we're going to go date started, date completed, wonderful. Teacher, project brief, final project image. Well, that's not going to make any sense to begin with if you're just creating one, so I'm just going to come off this. I reserve the right to change my mind though. Okay, so I am going to say that we're definitely not far off, but when you initially create it, there's no sense that the teacher will give any comments at that point. I think that's something that would exist once you've completed it and they say Why didn't you do it like this? So we're going to go project brief, and I'm going to expand this a bit, and what I'm going to do here is to make it work a bit neat. The project brief, I kind of want the project brief to be on the left somehow, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that around. This kind of just shows you the messing around that you have to do to create something that that works for you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a blank card, because they can be kind of handy. I don't like it when it says this, so just so that it doesn't bother me. In actual fact, they don't do anything at all. So if you go to the play icon, you can see that. Because we haven't actually told it to create it, it creates an odd sort of behavior. So we'll have to sort of fix that in a minute. I am going to put on this one here, I'm going to insert a label, and I'm going to come off this and just put no text in there at all, and then it'll behave itself. Then what? Then I will be able to move it around, which means I can click on this, go onto the data, and I can move this sort of somewhat invisible card around the place, because I want to make it, I think I want to make it there. Quite hard to see at the moment. So created by, quite like that. That's gone in the wrong place clearly. Gone to data, created. Created. That bit where it says created by, I think I just need to move that up one. Project name, created by, date started, date completed. Okay. Teacher. Okay. Yeah, I think that's okay for the moment. This is us setting up the project. I think that this ought to be a little bit longer. You can align these things in certain ways. That's fine. And we need to just get to the point where this actually creates us an item, a project item, and then I'm going to leave it at that. I'll actually be quite pleased with myself. So here we go. We're going to invoke this form in such a way that we can actually type some data into it. Okay, so what we're going to do is, we are going to go onto the landing page, because that is the place which has got review my projects and so on. We're going to create a new project, and on select, absolutely nothing happens. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a navigate in there, and SCR, there aren't many things here, and we're going to go to SCR, got to be new project. I'll just type your fade. That usually gets you there. And then this is important, because if you hit a semicolon, that means it will do something else. And I'm going to type in the command new form. What form am we going to create? Well, it's actually called form 1, and that's by default. But we can type it that we can use form 1. That's not a problem. But I will change the name of this form in actual fact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to be, I'm going to call this, rename form new project. I'll call it this for the moment, and let's just see if it's not a disaster. So what I'm going to do is I am going to check this, go to the back button. Of course, it never came from anywhere, so it couldn't go back. Wonderful. I am going to go to the landing page, and now I'm going to see if this actually works. So this is kind of moment of truth time. So we're going to go to hit the play button. I'm going to create a new project, and if I click on this, it should turn into it should move to the other pane, and it should open us up the fields so we can type some information in. Ta-da! Right, okay, so we've got a project name, and we're going to call it, let's call it test project, created by, do you know what this is? This is one of those default fields, and so you can't even use them. So I'm going to come off this, oops, and I'm going to go to there, I'm going to, click on there, go to data. I do not want created by, leave me alone. I'm going to come off this because you're no use to me whatsoever, and there's no way, because created by is the logged in user, which would work, but you know, it's a default item and I just want to cheat. So if you were doing this in anger, you would actually use created by and Office 365 connectors and so on. So so we're going to get a project header. Fabulous, it's nice. I'd like access to the thing that I just created. I think this has got a little bit confused. I just need to oil the wheels. Yeah, so you can see on here that there is no there's no created by, and I'm going to call it owner, project owner, something like that. So I'm going to go to I do not want, let's just see if this is the right place. We're going to go to list settings. Let's just check out the fields just in case we've got something that's useful to us, which is not the case. And what I'm going to do is I am going to use I'm going to create a new field. So create a column, project owner. I think in reality you're probably better off using created by. It's just it's just not that useful to me. So so project owner, maximum number of characters, wonderful, signal line of text, lovely. We're going to go OK on that. And this is what happens on a normal project, so don't be surprised if it happens to you. And I am going to, I've got that, and I want to make sure that it's in my view. So I'm going to check this all items view and make sure that my new column is there. It's having a bit of a think. Okay, fine. Project owner. I like that. Cool. So I'm going to come off this, and I'm going to go onto the art project itself. I'm going to go down here. Now, quite often when you hit the refresh button, it doesn't actually refresh in terms of giving you the new field that you wanted. And so it has proved on this occasion. So I'm going to go to what I usually do in this case is you just go File, you save it, you close out of it, and you open it up, hello, open it up, go to Art Project, and by the time you then do the data sources piece, you're usually okay. This says it's refreshed. I'm going to jump through, review my projects. Well, that was rubbish. Of course, it doesn't go anywhere. So come off the review page. My project. No, it's the new project we want. And I want to see what fields I've got available to me, because I'm kind of hoping at this point, project owner. There we are. Put the project owner in and move that up. So up we go. Project name, project owner. Do I like this? It's okay. I kind of think it'd be nicer if this was all the way across. So you can get that sort of behavior, and I'll sort of show you how to do that. So I'm going to go like this, I'm going to go like that. I'm going to create another one of these funny fields with absolutely nothing in it, and I will do that in just a moment. Okay, so I'm going to go to the data thing. You go to hit the three dots, you go to add a custom card. Might need two of them actually. And I'm going to add another custom card, add a custom card. This is how I do it. I mean, there may be better ways of doing it. I'm going to move that down, and then if I click on this, if I go width fit, and then on these ones here, I'm going to go hide. It does go a bit mental after a while if and go hide on that, and then I'm going to go width fit on this fella here. Then I think that's kind of nice. Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. So I'm going to change the size of this one here. I think this has gone too big. Something, yeah. So I move this up here, and project name, project owner, date started, date completed. So teacher. Okay, I'm not really sure what's going on here. Where you got the date started, date completed going a bit. They ought really to. I can't see why they wouldn't sit on the same. Those three ought to be able to sit on the same level. Yeah, you can see it there, and this is where it does get a bit confused with itself, where it does get totally confused. I've got data card 3 and 4. I'm not entirely sure what it's up to here, and it's probably about the only thing within PowerApps that is quite confusing. But to be honest, it's not so. It's just not. I don't think in this case it's kind of time efficient to try and solve this one on this occasion. So date started, date completed. Definitely, it's a bit mad. I'll try and move it around. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. We have now got a form. I am going to. I'm going to stick in a home button to get to that home page because it's really starting to be problematic. So I'm going to go to icons. I'm going to go down to home. Yeah, I'm sure it'll be probably gone past it already. Anyway, there we are. Home. There we are. Go over here, there we are, and then we're going to put color, and then we're going to go with black, and then we're going to move it across. Oops. It's not really nice if they're not kind of similar sizes. So I'm being a bit specific about this. So that's okay. That's okay. We can work with that. And do you know what we've missed is a submit button. So I am going to do insert button. I'm not going to worry about the color on this occasion. We can experiment yourselves. So I'm going to put on select. So don't do that. Do you know what? Submit form and form new project because it's our only one. Hit that, and then what we do, we'll navigate to the home page. Navigate. At least it'll give us a sense that we've done it. There are other ways of doing this. Navigate home. No, it's definitely not that. So landing. Call it the landing page. I didn't put fade in there. Fade. Yeah, make sure you've got the semicolon in between, and we're going to put text, and it's going to be submit new project. and I am going to go right the way across with this. Create, no, it's create is better. Create new project. Okay, so actually completely can't stand the blue. It doesn't make any sense to me. At which point we can go to the home and we can do the themes, and we can maybe just play around with a couple of these themes and see if there's anything better. Don't like that, don't like that. No, don't like that. No, definitely don't like that. But that is a bit better actually. Only a bit though. Forest. Well, at least it's visible. Actually, I don't. Do you know what? I don't even like any of them. Oops. Oh, that's definitely not what I wanted to do. Theme. I think it must be defaulted to the blue theme. Oh, that's okay. I'll live with that. You can spend an awful lot of time on these sort of design points, and I don't really have time for that. So I am going to check this one here. Is there anything on that button there? So on select, navigate to the landing page. Oh yeah, and then put fade in there, and then close the brackets and hit the OK button. So what we've got now is a situation where we can go from there to here and back. That should work, but it doesn't. And I know why. Create new project, and that's because on this button here, on select does nothing. You're supposed to put, if you type in back, open close brackets, then that gets the job done. So if we go to here and then we go create new project and then hit back, it all starts to work. So we are going to go create new project. We're going to go project name, my test project. Project owner is me, Rory. And project brief, I can tidy this up a bit. I'm going to make this, both of these, what they call a multi-line. Blah, 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 blah. So advanced, you have to change the properties on these whenever you go in. And it says single line. I'm going to go multi-line on that. Click on this one, do the same thing again. Advanced, unlock properties, hit the properties, and then go to multi-line again, and then go multi-line, and then it's nice and happy. Back to the play. Teacher, Mrs. Jones, and project to create some great artwork. Project comments. I am so looking forward to this. Good. And if we hit create new project, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on SharePoint, and I'm going to go onto the education site, and I'm going to go onto that list that we created. Apologies, I haven't actually made this look any good at all. Project header. Yep, that's where we want to be. And we've got absolutely nothing in here. Well, apart from the made up one. So what I want to do is go onto here, and I go to create a new project, hit the go button, and that means it's done it. There are ways, believe me, of making it a better experience, but it definitely submitted it. And if we go to this education and we hit the refresh on here, then we should see that we've got our items here. We have no image, etc., but that's for another day. Okay, so that's plenty of work for one day, a mere 29 minutes. Hope you are learning some bits and pieces as you go along here, and thumbs up if you are enjoying the show. Do subscribe, and I will be pushing out further videos as we go along. Thanks, bye.